Hey guys, so today we are going to clean my makeup brushes and beauty sponges. I'm going to teach you what I use and what I do to keep my brushes looking clean and sanitary. It's really important to clean your brushes. If they're being used on yourself and yourself only, at least once a week. If they're being used on other people, like me, I'm a professional makeup artist, so I have to use brushes on clients. So I have client brushes and then I have personal brushes. My client brushes I clean after each use, in between each client. Now when I'm doing clients' makeups, I use like a brush cleaning spray in between each client, and what that does is it sanitizes the brushes. It cleans them, it gets the makeup off, the foundation off, and then after doing the clients, when I come home, I deep clean my brushes with brush shampoo. Now for myself, when I'm doing my own makeup and using my own brushes, I don't clean them after each use, but I clean them once a week, and I do a brush shampoo and a deep cleaning. Because I'm using them on myself, I'm not worried about spreading germs or bacteria or anything. I also have a lot of brushes, so a lot of times I only use it once before I clean it. So right now I'm going to show you what I use and what I do. So to clean my brushes and my beauty blenders and beauty sponges, I use the Sephora collection brush cleaner. It's solid brush cleaner. I like this because it's easy to use when you can open the packaging. Open. I find this easy to use. You just screw it open. It has a little brush mat in it, and then underneath is this shampoo. So basically all you do is you wet your brushes and kind of swirl it in, and then swirl it on this. Or what I use is the Sigma brush mat. So what I do is let me get this. What I do is I place this in the sink like that. And then I just wet the brushes in the soap and then in here, and I run the water. So I am going to start the cleaning. Another thing is, after you're done with the washing of the brushes, you want to make sure that you lay them out flat to dry. Or I know a couple companies like Sigma, I'm not sure, I forget the other one's name, I'll post it down below, but you want to make sure to either lay them flat to dry or in a thing that hangs them upside down, because what happens is if you have them right side up like this, all the water drips into the brush and loosens up the glue, so then your bristles are going to start falling out. Also, it can cause mold and grossness to grow inside this area here. So you want to make sure you lie it flat. Also, what happens when you go like this, sometimes the brush becomes bent, or it can become misshapen. So I find if you lie it flat like this, the brush dries perfectly each time. So I just wet the brush. Sorry if the water is obnoxious. And I take my brush shampoo, swirl it in there. You can kind of see that it gets the makeup off of it, and then I just rinse it off. Make sure it's all out. I feel like I need more. And a lot of times I'll use my hand and kind of just go like this so it has something to lean up against. And then I like to squeeze out all the water. Another thing I forgot to mention is the Sigma matte has different textures on it for different brush sizes, for different ways to clean it. So you can rub it against each one, and each time it'll get your makeup out of different areas, different creases, different bristle sizes. Let's keep cleaning. So dirty. Some brushes like to eat the foundation, so sometimes some of the brushes are a little bit harder to clean. You want to make sure to really get in there and scrub it out. I realized with this Tarte brush, foundation really gets inside the center, so you really have to wash it a couple times. And I find this brush shampoo from Sephora collection to work very well. It doesn't dry out your brushes, it doesn't make them stiff or funny smelling. It just leaves them feeling nice and clean. It doesn't leave any residue. And also I like to lie down a towel, a paper towel, or sometimes I'll do a cloth, just something for the water to be absorbed so it's not just sitting in the brushes.
Bit by bit, creative imagination began with a new art form.
And the foundation brushes are the hardest to clean, I find, because the foundation really gets up in there. So when you're rinsing, like I said before, face your brush down when you're rinsing out the shampoo. You never want to face it up and have the water going into the brush. And I always find it nice to clean my brushes on like a Sunday, because then they're clean for the week. Usually Sundays, if I'm off of work, I have those as like my cleaning days, and I clean the apartment, I clean my brushes, do a little bit of everything. Honestly, did not realize how many brushes I used. So on this Sigma matte, it says refine plus face, and then it says rinse face, and then it says rinse eyes, and then it says refine plus eyes. That's so cute. I did not know it had the labels on it. And this BareMinerals brush I always find really hard to clean. It's the Perfecting Face. It has that little indent in it, in the center, and it just never wants to get clean all the way. I don't know how to clean it. If anyone has any suggestions, please let me know, because I always struggle cleaning this brush. Maybe if I try the eye section. Then we have this double-ended Tarte brush, which I love. So it has a sponge on one side and a foundation brush on the other. So it's like a 2-in-1. I like to just rinse the soap out when it starts to look really cloudy with foundation in it. Spot that I just can't seem to get rid of. What is going on? must say though, the sponge end is really hard to clean. Not really sure how to clean it. And when they have stains near the tip of it, what I like to do is just take my fingers and massage the brush shampoo into the end of this concealer brush is so dirty.
Creative imagination began with a new art form. Makes me feel I belong to something.
Oh my god, it's white again! This brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills is one of my favorite highlighting brushes. It is so good. It gives the perfect amount of pigmentation for the highlight. I don't know how she did it, but it's amazing. All the eyeshadow coming off. Yes. I really like these Urban Decay eyeshadow brushes because they're so dense. So you like put so much eyeshadow on. I love this Sephora collection crease shadow brush, number 73, but they don't make it anymore. Really upset about it. Wish they kept making them. But I think they discontinued this whole line of like the black brushes. Time to wash the sponges. So I wet it. Here. For the Beauty Blender, I use the Beauty Blender cleaner, but I bought some in New York and I shipped it to myself and it hasn't gotten here yet. So I haven't tried this before, but I'm gonna try this Sephora collection brush cleaner and see if it works. It's not doing that great of a job of cleaning the Beauty Blender. I think I need my Beauty Blender shampoo, but this will have to do for right now until it gets here. That was my video on how I clean my brushes, and then what I do normally is I just leave them to dry, just like that, overnight. They should be clean by tomorrow, and then I can use them. If you guys want me to try anything, let me know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.